Now, my wife, one of the things for years she complained I didn't want to go shopping with her. You don't want to go shopping? You want to hang out with me? You don't spend time with me. I'm like, I can't go shopping with you. I can't. I don't shop like you. I get weak. My knees buckle. You shop for days. You take supplies. It's ridiculous. And she goes, no, you just don't want to hang out. No, and I couldn't prove to her how differently I shop because she can't be with me when she's not with me. So I got a GPS tracking unit and I tracked our shopping trips separately. To show her how she shops versus how I shop. Okay? So I went first. I needed a pair of pants. So there's the gap. I'm going to the mall, need a pair of pants. Here's how I do it. Don enters the mall, takes a left, take a right, buys the pants, take a left, take a right, goes home. It takes me 6 minutes and costs me $33. That's it. I am done shopping for 2016. I got my pants, I'm good. Here's my wife, same thing. This is Laura. Laura says, I need to buy a pair of pants. I'm going to the mall. Here's how Laura does it. Laura walks in the mall. There she is. 3 hours, 26 minutes, $876. And look, she never got to the Gap. Look. Hey there, this is Don McMillan, and welcome to a very special Countdown to Christmas Hallmark Presents Comedy from Home. Comedy from Home, by the way, the comedy show that comes to you from my office right here in my home in Southern California. And today's show is all about Hallmark Christmas movies. Come on, you have to love Hallmark Christmas movies. Good or bad, they're entertaining. And as an engineer, I broke them down. I have all the elements. I figured out the formula. We're going to look at some of the formulas and also generate some new Hallmark Christmas movies I'd like to see. Stick around for that. That's coming up in just a minute. I hope you enjoyed that opening clip, by the way. It was about shopping because I thought we're getting ready for Christmas. One of my favorite clips. Hopefully that put you in a good mood. And at the end of the show, stick around. I have a very special clip from a movie I did about Christmas, which maybe we can make into a Hallmark movie someday. That's at the end of the show. But for now, let's get to Hallmark Presents Comedy from Home. Let's go to my slides. So this year, there are 40 new Christmas Hallmark movies. They are a factory of Christmas movies. It's amazing. And I figured out how they do it. There's a formula. There is. I broke it down. As an engineer, I broke it down. And I figured out how we can generate Hallmark movies. So let's take a look at the data. First of all, to do any Hallmark Christmas movies, there are 3 essential elements. Basically, you need a lead character, usually a female, a location, someplace Christmassy, right? And then finally, a love interest. And each of those categories has 10 choices, 10 elements in each of those categories. And I've broken it down. I'm just going to go through this really quickly because I think you'll get it. And then you'll see I actually made a generator. So the lead character is going to come from one of these 10 possibilities. And I'm going to go through these lists quickly because I want to get to the fun. So here we go. An event planner. There's always an event planner. They're in real estate. A nanny or a maid. An interior designer. Got to redo everything for Christmas. A baker or a chef that's in a competition and they own a restaurant. An executive who's too busy doing business to understand Christmas. A romance writer who can write about love but can't find it. A famous actress or singer travels to a small town and finds love. A shop owner. I have to save the business for Christmas. And finally, an advice columnist who can give advice about love, can't find it herself. Those are the 10 lead characters we're going to draw from. And then where are they, or where do they travel to? One of these 10 locations right here. New York. God, they love Christmas in New York, right? Some fictitious kingdom. Always has a name like Belgravia or Aldovia or Snakevania, something like that. Always snooty. The North Pole, or some town that sounds like Christmas, like Tinsel, Colorado, or Reindeer Cove, Washington, or a small town in New York, small town in Colorado, small town in Vermont, Wisconsin, Maine, some small town with snow. And none of that really matters. Those 10 don't matter because they'll all be a small town in Canada. They're all filmed in Canada. You can call it whatever you want, but it'll be in Canada. And then finally, the love interest will be one of these 10 right here. Ready? The love interest, a prince, gotta have the royal thing. A workaholic who needs to rediscover Christmas. An architect, women love architects. An executive, again, too much business. A single father, oh, God, and you love the kid, and he's a great dad. A developer, I'm going to change the whole town. None of this quaintness. We're going to make it ultra-modern. Yeah, that's going to change. A high school flame, rediscover love. A famous actor or singer, again, travel to a small town. A son working for the father. This is classic. I don't want to do what you do, Dad. I want to follow my own heart. And finally, a Christmas tree farmer. Guys, if you want to find love, grow Christmas trees. You'll get the hot chick. That's what I'm saying. So, what am I going to do with these? So I came up with the Hallmark Christmas Movie Slot Machine. Yes, I really did this. I loaded all 3 categories, lead character, location, and love interest, into a slot machine. In each category, I put those 10 essentials. We're going to pull the handle, and we will get a Hallmark Christmas movie. You'll wait and see. And I'm going to make it a little game. So here, you get 1 point if you can come up with the plot based on those essentials, the plot of the movie. 2 points if you can come up with the title of the movie. and 3 points if you can come up with the star and the year of the movie. You ready? Here we go. Let's see if the Hallmark Christmas movie slot machine works. Here we go. We pull the handle, and it's spinning. This is so excited. And we get a nanny or a maid, a classic, travels to a fictitious kingdom. I gotta love it. And meets, of course, a prince. What else could it be? A prince. This movie's been done like 27 times. This is the one I'm thinking of. See if this is the one you're thinking of. Here's the plot. Are you ready? After getting fired from her job as a maid at a ritzy New York City hotel, Allie accepts a job as a governess to a young girl who is part of a powerful family in Europe that lives in an actual castle in, are you ready? What was it titled? A Crown for Christmas. It was on last night. A Crown for Christmas, starring who? Don McMillan. That's right, Winnie from The Wonder Years. I still have a crush on her. 2015. Did you get that one? The slot machine works. It does. Okay, let's try another one. Here we go. Here's another one. Let's start the spinning. It's spinning. We got a baker or a chef, doesn't matter, travels to a small town with snow, totally not named, town's not named, and meets her high school flame. Oh, the high school flame plot. I love this one. Now, there's several of these. Here's the one I'm thinking of. You ready? A small town baker enters a gingerbread competition. They're cutthroat. Ooh, oh, those gingerbread competitions. With the help of her high school boyfriend, she wins because he has the ovens. Oh, can it get more metaphorical than that? In The Sweetest Christmas. An actual movie. That's right, starring Lacey Chabert, 2017. Yeah, like every other movie has Lacey Chabert in it. So that you could have guessed that one. Lacey Chabert, by the way, one of my favorites. And then finally, one more. Are you ready? Pull the slot machine. What do you got? An executive, the grumpy executive. There is no Christmas. Travels to a small town in Maine. You gotta love Maine. And meets the son who's working for the father and doesn't want to be just like Dad. I have my own interests. There's a few of these. Here's the one I'm thinking of. When a resort executive is sent to a lodge in Maine to turn it into an ultra-modern resort. None of this homey stuff. She finds it loaded with holiday spirit and makes a connection with the owner's handsome, of course he's handsome, son in, anyone? Let It Snow. That's right, Let It Snow. And who else? Gotta be, I have to mention her, Candace Cameron Bure, 2013. Come on! She's in like half of the movies. She's amazing. She is amazing. She is the Hallmark lead character go-to. So then I got to thinking about it. I could use the slot machine to generate actual Hallmark movies that already exist. But you know what would be even more fun? I'm going to put different things in the slot machine. And here's Christmas Hallmark movies I'd like to see. So I made a list of the elements you don't typically see in a Hallmark Christmas movie. I'm going to use these lists to generate the Hallmark Christmas movies that I'd like to see. See how this works? Now I'm going to go through these lists quickly so we can get to the fun. So you ready? For the lead character, I thought it should come from one of these 10 possibilities. An engineer. Come on, why not an engineer? My people need love too. A hooker. Come on, that would be interesting. A hooker in a Hallmark movie. A dentist, a plumber, a drug dealer, Q from QAnon, because, that would get a lot of interest. Believe me, it would. A funeral director, a pothead, a urologist, and a hitman. Yeah, you never see those in a Hallmark movie. That's why I'd like to see them. And the location, a little different, but somewhat the same. A prison. You never see a Hallmark movie in a prison. I'd like to see that. Cleveland, because it's Cleveland. A kingdom, but not any kingdom. No, one from the Game of Thrones. I would watch that. Death Valley, a nudist colony. Siberia, New York, but the bad parts. Not the good parts of New York, the bad parts. A small town in Florida, a small town in North Korea, and finally the South Pole. The South Pole never gets any love. Why not the South Pole? And none of that matters anyway. You want to know why? Because they'll all be, as before, a small town in Canada. It will always be in Canada. That's just the way it goes. And then finally, for the love interest, it should be one of these 10 possibilities right now. An actuary. Because as an engineer, we pick on actuaries. The only people more boring than engineers are actuaries. Really, it's true. A serial killer, that'd be interesting, a little dexterous thing there. A sanitation worker, a cult leader, a methamphetamine head, a disgruntled mall Santa, a podiatrist, a mob boss, a cow inseminator. Yes, that's a real job and they need love. And then finally, even I am a sucker for the royals, so a prince. So I loaded my lists into the slot machine, and now I'm going to generate Hallmark Christmas movies I'd like to see based on those lists. Now, come on, this is going to be fun. And by the way, I'm also going to give you the plot of that upcoming movie and the title. That's how this whole thing has been a setup for this comedy bit right here. Ready? Okay, we're going to start with an engineer. Let's spin the slot machine. So it's an engineer travels to a small town in North Korea. What am I going to do with this? And meets a podiatrist. Of course. How can this be a Christmas movie? Here's what I came up with. To bring Christmas back to North Korea, a dashing podiatrist convinces an aeronautical engineer to design a rocket launcher that can be smuggled across the border disguised as a human foot in The Mistletoe Promise. The Mistletoe Promise. That's an actual movie, by the way. Not spelled that way, but see what I did here? Okay, let's do some more. It's spinning. A dentist travels to a kingdom in the Game of Thrones and meets a methamphetamine head. What can we do with this one? Here's what I came up with. A dentist in Westeros helps a methamphetamine addict get his smile back for the holidays in A Crown for Christmas. Yeah, and maybe we can get Danica McKellar in this one. Come on. She could help somebody with bad teeth. Okay. Moving on. It's spinning. Here we go. What movie comes up next? A urologist travels to Siberia and meets a mob boss. It's gotta be love. The plot here, a urologist teams with a mob boss and his enforcer to help the organized crime family in a small Siberian town raise money for Christmas in The Nutcracker. That's right, The Nutcracker. Yeah, we need money for the Christmas pageant. Pay up, or your nuts will be cracked. Get it? That's the joke. Okay, next. The wheel is spinning. Here we go. The wheel is spinning. What do we got? A pothead in Cleveland. Well, they could handle Cleveland. And meets a cult leader. It's a cult leader and a pothead in Cleveland. Here's the plot. When a pot-smoking cult leader and his 11 followers realize they actually live in Cleveland, oh my God, they agree to stay high for the entire holiday season in The 12 Days for Christmas. Yes, the best pot movie Christmas has ever seen. Next, let's spin the wheel. A plumber travels to New York, remember the bad parts, and meets a sanitation worker. A match made in heaven, if you ask me. The plot? Christmas in New York may not come unless a plumber and a sanitation worker can put aside their differences to unclog the entire city's sewer system in the biggest Yule log ever. Oh my God, the city's going to explode. Who'll save us? The plumber and the sanitation worker. Come on, the biggest Yule log ever. Come on. A couple more. Spin the wheel. A funeral director, spells Christmas, travels to a small town in Florida where Christmas movies never happen and meets a serial killer, where all the serial killers are in Florida. The plot of this one. In order to keep the family business afloat through the holidays, a young, plucky funeral director teams with a serial killer with a heart of gold in 6 Feet Under the Christmas Tree. We're gonna save Christmas. Come on, Dexter. Okay, last one. I promise, last one. Here we go. A hooker travels to the South Pole and meets a disgruntled mall Santa. Yeah, last one. I promise. 3 hookers, not one. 3 hookers, with the help of a mall Santa turned pimp, of course, look to turn the South Pole into their new hot Christmas destination in Ho Ho Ho. Yeah, ho ho ho. Yeah, ho ho ho. Get it? Hookers. Ho. Come on. Now that would be a Merry Christmas. Everybody would be happy. And with that, I'm going to wrap up the big show, go to my one shot here. I hope you enjoyed that. I can't hear you laugh. I think some of that was funny. If not, stick around. I actually have a very special sneak peek at a Hallmark movie I'd like to do someday that I've already filmed. It's Don McMillan's Christmas Hallmark movie. It's me saying grace at Christmas dinner. So that's coming up next. In the meantime, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Here comes your video. I go to church twice a year, Christmas and Easter. Sort of a Catholic maintenance program. Just trying to go enough to get me into heaven. That's my plan. My dad, again, a devout Catholic, he likes to pick one of us to say grace just to see if we've been going to church. It's sort of his way of seeing if we're still praying. It's kind of like Catholic Wheel of Fortune.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a sinner by the toe. Iffy, Don.
Jesus Christ. Amen.
Do it right.
I don't know the stupid prayer.
Just start. I'll come back to you.
Bless us thy food which we are about to eat, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those. One nation under God, indivisible, I before E, except after C. He who smelt it dealt it. Jesus, Bo Beezus, Fanana Fana Fo Feezus, Fee Fi Fo Feezus, Jesus. Amen.